Welcome to your yoga practice. Let's meet in the center of the mat, big toes together to touch. Let's do this quick scan of the body, clear the mind. Might have thoughts zooming and racing. Just whisk it away. Create a clear space in your mind. Take a deep breath in, fresh inhale, going through your throat, through your chest, through your abdomen, belly button in and up, straight spine. And you really want those hips, like the pelvis, like pushing forward, tucking in through your glutes, straight legs, micro bend maybe in the knees. Take a deep breath in, feel your body. Continue your breathing. Go ahead and raise your hands up above your head together to touch. And let's raise up on the tippy toes. It's okay if you lose your balance. You just bring it back to center. Deep breath in. You are one long straight line from the floor all the way up to the most high. Lower the heels back down, straight in the spine. Lift back up on the tippy toes. Lower back down. Just doing this a couple times. Raise back up to the tippy toes. Lower back down. Breathing. Tippy toes. Lower back down. And let's take a tilt over to your right. Your hands are still up above. Your pelvis is still tucked forward, belly button in and up. Just tilting over to your right, stretching through the spine. Come back to center and tilt it over to your left now. Your arms are straight. Look up towards your hands. Come back to center. And see how far you can fall back. Falling back, and then bring it forward. Go ahead and release the hands. Slowly release back down to come behind you. Get a bind. Clasp your hands together, and let's forward fold. And we're going to stop halfway. So belly button in and up. Checking in here, you should be like a number 7. And then go ahead and fold all the way down. Hands are going to just go with the gravity and fold over your head, shake it loose, and go ahead and give yourself a little space. Toe heel your feet apart a little bit. Give yourself more space to stand. Holding the bind, and then go ahead and pull it back up halfway, and then all the way back up to standing. Release the hands. Hands come back up overhead to touch. And we're going to take a tilt back over to the right and go ahead and toe heel your feet back together. Tilting to the right, straight arms, a lot of integrity through the abdomen. Exhale back to center. Inhale, tilt to your left. Exhale back to center. And fall back as far as you can go. And come back to forward. And go ahead and release the arms slowly with control. Everything is with control. Go ahead and bind your hands back again behind your back. Give yourself a little space between the feet. Forward fold halfway. And then forward fold all the way down. Arms hang over in your bind. Go ahead and control your arms and release and let it come down. So you're in a forward fold. And I'm going to turn my body here. So we're in a forward fold. Hands are on the ground. And we're going to do gorilla pose. So take your hands under your feet. Palms face up. And step on them. Squish them. Use your toes to massage the hands and the wrists. And squash your fingers. Just giving yourself a really good massage. Showing the hands some love. When you've had enough, go ahead and release, forward fold, and take your feet back, and we're going to meet in downward dog. Pedal it out, feel it out, Notice how you're feeling today. And then go ahead and lower the knees down to the mat. We're going to take a cat-cow, so cow pose, lowering the belly, head comes up and back. Cat pose, arching through the back, head lowers down towards the mat. And just kind of play with this a little bit. See where you feel you need to move. I'm going to do some circles one way. You're going to rotate your hips and then rotate your head and neck the opposite direction. And then the opposite way. You can really feel this in your spine, your lower back, your hips. It feels so good. When you've had enough of that, go ahead and lower your bum to your feet. Extended child's pose, arms stretch out in front of you. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, let it go. Whatever came to your mind, just let it go. Let it fly off your mat. No time to think about anything else besides you right now in your body. So we're in this opposite child's pose. Do it. Hands by your feet. Your shoulders are rounded over your knees. Kind of roll your forehead back and forth on the mat. There's pressure points everywhere. Nerve endings are everywhere. So it really feels good to kind of roll your forehead around with pressure on the mat. Go ahead and come back up to a seat on your heels. And I'm just going to take 3 big neck rolls one way. And let the chin come all the way down to the chest. Let the head go all the way back, but with control. Don't just be throwing your neck all around. Control. Find what feels good. We've had enough. Go the opposite direction. Getting all the kinks out. Good. Now come up to your standing on your knees, and you can flip your feet under, your toes under for more space, or you can leave them shoelaces down on the mat. We're going to take one hand and your left hand to touch your left heel, and then maybe your right hand comes down to touch your right heel. Camel pose. This is pretty intense, so if you need more space, again, bring the heels up higher by balancing on your toes. Bring your hands back up. And now we're going to release one hand down to left hand to the left heel, right hand to the right heel, camel pose. Getting a really good stretch here, opening through the chest, through the back. And then when we come out of it, maybe you put your hands to your lower back and help yourself come out of the pose. It's kind of an intense pose, so don't feel like you have to nail it if that was your first time. Hands to heart center. Go ahead and lower back down and then come into a downward dog again. So this time in downward dog, we're going to take the left leg high and then bend at your knee, but keep the hips squared to the front of the mat, but opening up through the left side hip. And then go ahead and bring that left foot in between your hands into a low lunge. Right knee is lowered. Hands come up high, belly button in and up. And then go ahead and bring your hands back down to frame your foot. Left hand comes up high, dragonfly. And then go ahead and lower the hand back down to frame the foot. Bring the foot back into downward dog. Pedal it out. Right leg goes up high, bending at the knee, keeping the hips square. Feeling the stretch, roll it out through your ankle. Go ahead and bring that right foot up between your hands. Lower the left knee down to the mat. Low lunge, hands come up high, belly button in and up. Lots of integrity. Go ahead and frame your foot. Lift the left knee, dragonfly. Right arm comes up into the air, opening your chest. Go ahead and bring the right hand back down, framing your foot. And now we're going to take a chaturanga. Halfway down, coming up to a upward facing dog, pushing it back into your downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Maybe one more time on each side. Left foot comes up high. Hips stay square. Don't dump everything in that right hip. then go ahead and bring the left foot between your hands, but this time we're going to take a high lunge. So hands come up high. We're going to open up into warrior two. Left arm comes out to come over, extended. And then we're going to lower the left elbow down to the left knee and open up through our right hand to the sky, opening the chest. And then go ahead and bring your hands on the inside of your left foot. So hands are on the right side. And we're going to find a lizard variation here, opening up through that left hip. Maybe you stay on your palms, pushing up, getting a stretch to that hip. Maybe you come down to your forearms. Modify as needed. I'm just breathing here for a moment, opening through that hip. And then now we're going to go ahead and extend that left leg straight, getting a good stretch here. And then come back into your lizard variation and just bring the leg back and meet me back in downward dog. Good job. Second side. Lifting that right leg up high, bending at the knee, hips stay square, stretch. And then bring that right foot between your hands. Come on up into warrior one, bending at the knee. And then we're going to open it up into warrior two. Right arm comes out to come over, extended. And then lower the right elbow to your right knee. Open up through your left hand, opening the chest. And then go ahead and lower both hands to the left side of your right foot, lizard. Go ahead and lower the knee, or you can keep the knee lifted, either way. I'm going to come down to my forearms here, get a good stretch through that right hip now. Taking a deep breath or two. And then when you've had enough, come up and stretch through that right leg, pulling it straight. Toes flex back towards your face, stretching through the leg, feeling that nerve in the hamstring, I'm sure. And then go ahead and roll back and pull the right leg back. Now we're in plank. So hold this plank for a moment. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then let's do 3 half push-ups. So 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to come down halfway on this 4th one to come into an upward facing dog. And push it back to downward dog. Pedal out through your feet. Let's take a little walk towards the top of the mat, 1 foot at a time. Feeling the stretch in the back of the legs. And as you walk, keep the left foot in front and then give yourself a little space between the right foot and the left foot. Right arm comes down, open up through the left arm. And then bring your left arm down and now open up through the right arm to the sky. It might feel a little awkward, but we're just getting stretches all over. So bring the right arm down and now pick up your right foot. And maybe your fingertips stay on the ground, or maybe you fly and you pull your arms back into airplane arms, or maybe you pull it into a prayer position at your chest. Core is engaged. You must breathe through that pose and then release everything back down. Good job. Let's take a bind behind our legs. Bring your arms and then see if you can bring your forehead as close to your knees as you can without straining and hurting yourself. Just do what you can. Maybe the hands are just behind the heels. Go ahead and release that. Hop it back into your plank. Lower down halfway. Upward dog. Downward dog. Now we're going to walk it back up, but this time you're going to keep your right foot in front of your left. And then same thing, we're going to open up through the right side. Right hand comes up to the sky. Lower that back down. Inhale. Left hand comes up to the sky. Exhale, back to the mat. And then you're going to lift your left foot halfway. And then maybe fingers stay on the mat. Or maybe you fly. Airplane arms, core is engaged, breathing. Prayer position maybe. Go ahead and release it back to the mat. halfway lift here, and then go ahead and give yourself a lot of space between the foot, and then just forward fold here. Maybe sway side to side. Feels so good in the hips and the back of the thighs. Walk it around to your right side, getting a good stretch, and then walk it around to the left side, getting a good stretch. And just forward fold, hang out here, and then bring your feet back to touch and lower yourself into a ball. Just ball yourself up, squatting here on your tippy toes. Well, not your tippy toes, but the front of your foot, the ball of your foot. Maybe you give yourself a hug, wrap your arms around your knees, balancing yourself here. And maybe we take a toe stand. So now we're balancing on our tippy toes. Hand to heart center. Give yourself a little lift through the legs. Go ahead and lower it back down. And lower yourself all the way down to your mat on your back. Pull your knees in. Give yourself a big hug. Maybe the nose touch the knees. Roll it around a little bit, back and forth. You can lay your head back down and go ahead and bring your feet straight up to the sky, waterfall pose. And if you can, let the toes fall back behind you, plow pose. Or maybe you just keep them straight in the air. Find what your body wants. It's real important in this pose not to turn your head left or right. Keep it centered. Go ahead and release. Pull the right knee into your chest. Give it a hug. Extend the left leg out. And then opposite, bring the left knee in. Give it a hug. Extend the right leg out. And then do it one more time. Left knee in, right leg out. Left knee in, right leg out. And now with that, we're going to do some yogi bicycles. So left elbow touches the right knee, and then just back and forth. I'm not going to count, just go. Belly button is strong. Feel your core. Good range of motion. You don't have to go quite as fast as I am. If it's better for you to just kind of move slowly back and forth, just move. Get it, get it, get it. Keep going, we're not done. Breathing. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Alright, release, relax. Bring the feet straight up. Bring your hands to straight up as well. It's like dead bug pose. And then bring your hands to the inside arches of your feet. And grab onto the bottoms of your feet. Happy baby. Just kind of stretch out here, whatever feels good. Maybe you extend the legs one at a time, both of them. And then go ahead and bring that left knee back in. Right leg goes out. Bring the left arm out to your side, T-pose. And go ahead and let that right leg fall over in a twist here. Try to keep both shoulders down on the ground. It might be difficult. You may not be able to get the right knee down on the ground if your shoulder's touching. Just find your appropriate edge. Everybody's shapes don't look the same. Nobody expects them to. Find your shape. And relax and breathe. When you've had enough, go ahead and bring that knee back into the chest. Maybe a nose kisses the knee here. Release and relax. Maybe the other side. Right knee is going to come into your chest. Right arm is going to go out. And let that right knee fall over. And then look out towards your right arm. Supine twist here on this side. Take a deep inhale, exhale a few times. Relaxing. You shouldn't be stressing out. You should be relaxing. Go ahead and make your nose kiss your knee here as we come out of the pose. Release and relax. Go ahead and take both legs straight out. Take any fidgets that you need to take as we come into our final pose, Shavasana. Take a deep breath in. let go of everything. Just lay here breathing. And if you'd like to come out of your Shavasana now, you can. If you want to stay here longer, you can pause the video and lay in silence. You want to just stretch it out here in a wheel pose. And that's all I got for you guys today. Hands to heart center. God, thank you for this time. And namaste.